WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary.
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern in an abbreviated show today. That's right. We have high school basketball action at 12:30, so a lot to get into, and man, we're going to get right into it.
Let's do it.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess probably the big news of the week, it hasn't exactly been hot for Bill Demott. Yeah, let's get it right into that. WWE developmental head trainer Bill Demott has stepped down from his position. Of course, he was the head trainer down at NXT in Florida. He issued a statement on Twitter saying, quote, "I deny the recent allegations made about me. However, to avoid any embarrassment or damage to the WWE, I've decided to step down from my role effective immediately."
Well, of course he's going to deny the allegations. I don't blame him.
What allegations, you ask?
Yeah.
This is where you ask what allegations.
What allegations?
There we go. Oh, that's why I'm here to tell you. The most recent ones were made by Austin Madelson, who wrestled as Austin Draven and Judas Devlin during an appearance on the Vendetta Pro Radio 2K15 show. He released a memo that he sent to WWE officials roughly 2 years ago detailing allegations of participating in drills that were, quote, hazardous to our safety, as well as an unprofessional work environment, the use of homophobic slurs, and other derogatory comments.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot to take in there, isn't it? WWE's response? WWE took the accusations made 2 years ago by Austin Madelson very seriously, conducted a full investigation, and was unable to validate the claims. Regardless, WWE continues to reinforce policies and procedures to ensure a positive training environment. Yeah, I know. That sounded like such a D-baggy. So that it was. It was a D-bag statement. It was, what do you want from me? The thing is, this isn't necessarily an isolated claim. Former developmental wrestlers Chase Donovan, Chad Baxter, and Kevin Matthews made similar accusations about Demott back in 2013 on the 2.5 Wrestlers podcast. But it was kind of dismissed as... these are just, bitter guys who got cut and now they have an axe to grind, that sort of deal. And again, WWE stated back then that they investigated the matter and concluded that there was no wrongdoing. Yet now Demott is stepping down. Something doesn't quite add up here.
Well, I think, and you don't know whether or not the statements are true or not. A lot of evidence stacks up against him. Here's the thing. Of course he's going to deny the claims, number one. I don't think anybody has ever stepped up when claims have been like that in a position where you're head trainer or something, a position of power, and you're gonna just step up and say, oh, "Yeah, I did that. Yeah, totally, 100% responsible." No, you're gonna protect your ass. It's like that's what you're gonna do. And whether or not the statements or allegations are true, you sort of have to step down on that position.
Yeah, and it looks like that's what he's doing. No official word yet as to who the replacement head trainer is going to be. There have been a lot of pushes for Tensai or Albert. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
Definitely wouldn't have an issue with that. I mean, they're certainly doing great things down there regardless. And it's not like we haven't seen Bill Demott's training style. We saw it on Tough Enough, of all things. So I don't know. With everything, there's three sides of the story. There's the wrestler's side, there's Bill Demott and WWE's side, and there's the truth, which I think is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's usually where it is.
Well, it wouldn't be on the outside. I mean, it's like a Venn diagram kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, that's usually where it is. There's always two sides. There's always three sides to a story these days.
How about that? Also, while we're talking speculation and things of that nature, let it begin or maybe continue in a possible leverage play in negotiations with either WWE or UFC. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar was in attendance at the UFC 184 pay-per-view last Saturday night in Los Angeles, California. Lesnar scheduled to appear for WWE this Monday on Raw in Pittsburgh. UFC President Dana White was asked during a press conference after the pay-per-view whether Lesnar would return to UFC, and he simply said, apparently Brock Lesnar is a UFC fan, and he was in town and wanted to come see the fight tonight. He's under contract with WWE, and when his contract is up, I'm sure he'll call me. Very tongue-in-cheek on Dana White's part.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the phones where we've got... well, who do we have there, Luke?
Ed from the Northeast. Ed the Showstopper.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll bring him up momentarily, like right now. Ed, what's going on?
Good afternoon. ECTW has a fundraiser next week. It's East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, very nice.
It was rescheduled from February 21st.
Oh, yeah, we had all that snow and whatnot.
Tito Santana and the Patriot is on the card.
All righty, and of course, HOH is tonight, House of Hardcore down in the ECW arena. We'll get more into that in a little bit. I was going to say, we got a shortened show today, so I hate to make any other major things of note. That's why I kind of quick glossed over HOH.
Rey Mysterio is at Dave & Buster's.
Yep, we'll also talk a little bit more about that coming up in the second segment. Yeah.
It.
All right. Thanks so much for the call, Ed. Appreciate the look at the local scene, as always. Now, we're going to go back to the phones in just a second with a quick introduction here. Now, this person who's joined on here, this whole month I'm trying to do kind of a little bit of a nostalgia thing because WrestleMania is all about nostalgia. So, along with the wrestling kind of look back, I'm also kind of doing so with our program here. And to help contribute to that, former co-host of this very program, Richie Blyweiss. Richie, long time no talk, brother. What's going on?
Hey, Fearon, you got me? Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fantastic, as can all the listeners.
Oh, perfect. Good to talk to you. Good to be back on the airwaves with you. I'm driving out right now in Delaware, so I'm sorry I couldn't be there with you. But
well, you know what?
doing some stuff in Delaware.
We had an abbreviated show today anyway, so I would have felt bad having you come all the way up here to Levittown just to be on the air for all of about a half hour. So it kind of works out in that regard.
I always enjoy being there with you. It's always well worth the drive.
I'd have to pay you double or something.
So when you multiply 0 by 2, right?
Exactly. Lucas, the intern, knows that well.
Yeah.
It's good to be on the air, and it's WrestleMania season, so there doesn't get to be much better a time right now to be a sports fan. And in Philadelphia, we certainly need something to cheer about, I suppose, right?
Oh, most certainly. Unfortunately, it's not. Nah, you know what? I won't even go there. That's a bitter pill for both you and I to swallow.
Yeah, very, very much so. But you know what? Baseball is baseball, and it'll be a nice summer, and I guess the draft will be interesting to watch. But WrestleMania is really the focus right now for me, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the product. It's shaping out very nicely, and I think what's really surprising me the most is the idea about Daniel Bryan. I mean, really, he was WrestleMania last year, and now he gets reduced to the Intercontinental picture. And that's very shocking to me right now. A little upsetting, actually.
Yeah, he's become an afterthought.
He has.
What do you expect with Vince?
I don't understand why. I feel like he has. I mean, you know of my. I mean, I think The Miz was one of my favorites, and I feel like they've almost turned him that way. That he has become an afterthought. The Miz, who ended up winning at WrestleMania a few years ago, shockingly. And now Daniel Bryan, much in the same ilk.
I wonder if this will be the biggest fall from one WrestleMania card to another since, say, King Kong Bundy from Manias 2 to 3. Mm-hmm. Where he was in the cage match at Mania 2 against Hogan for the title, and next thing you know, he's in a 6-person mixed tag match with paired up with 2 little people.
Yeah, but at the same time, everybody's saying the Intercontinental Championship match is going to steal the show. So, like...
Well, why not? All the wrestlers have been stealing the belt for the last couple of weeks.
Right, which is an awful gimmick to do. It's an awful
Seriously, is this the Intercontinental Championship or the Hardcore Championship? What's going on here?
It certainly changed hands just as many times. My goodness. So what's been going on with you, Rich? Enlighten us a little bit as to what's been going on with Richie post PWW.
Well, for me, post PWW, I'm loving the life of a 5th grade teacher, and I had to say goodbye to the Philadelphia Wings. Unfortunately, they moved up to Connecticut, but I signed up with a new team. I'm doing some work in the marketing department for the Sixers Developmental League team called the Delaware 87ers, and they've got a great product. Really pushing forward. It's a fun place for family and kids. I mean, this is just a great time with moon bounces and face painting, and we've got a team that really is actually putting a product that's great on the floor. It's a young group. It's a developing group, and something to give hope for the 76ers in the future. And we want to be that breeding ground down in Delaware, and we've got some great people coming out there to just be a part of the show. And it's a small venue. We only seat about 3,000 people, but tickets are reasonably priced. And again, it's all about family fun and entertainment and affordability, which is really a great thing in entertainment right now.
Well, if anybody can put butts in the seats, apart from Mick Foley, I know you can. That's for sure.
Well, it's my goal, and I guess that's it's really what we're all trying to do is just find a way to keep entertainment affordable and enjoyable, and a place that parents can feel comfortable bringing their kids to. There were a lot of years when wrestling went away from that, and now wrestling is almost making an effort to get back to that. They're making an effort to get back into the family fun because people in business are seeing that that's where there is a decent amount of money is in making a product that families can really enjoy together, and that's a very big deal anymore. So few places really have that.
Most certainly. Well, I appreciate you chiming in. I don't want to, I know you got the Bluetooth going on, so I don't want to keep you too distracted. But I'm glad you were able to chime in, give us a few minutes here, and always a pleasure talking to you. It's not nearly frequent enough.
No, not new. Hopefully, I'll see you at some point soon as the WrestleMania season keeps going, and I'd love to check in with you more later on. All righty,
sounds like a plan.
All right, pal. Take care.
Thanks. You too. Richie Blyweiss, former co-host for probably about a year and a half, 2 years, something in that realm, in the 2009 to 2011 range, something like that.
Nice.
Somewhere in there. I'm probably off by a few months with the with the exact dates. You'd think I'd have all this stuff wrapped up in my head, but no. It's a scary place with lots of barbed wire and
tables,
lighter
and fluid.
Yeah, there might be some lighter fluid in there. Other chemicals, who knows?
Maybe some hair gel.
I don't use product.
Okay, then.
Good. Yeah, good
Looks
go
a
though.
Frizzed.
Huh?
Looks a little messy, frizzed.
Oh, I see. Kind of like Kane's from. I see. Very
capacity.
Good. Little OSW review reference. Yeah.
That really wasn't what I was going for, but yeah, let's go with that. Sure.
Very well done. Yeah, they're right now reviewing the story arc leading up to WrestleMania X7, and they released their Royal Rumble 2001 review. And
so while Kane was in the Rumble match, they did the frizz capacity on Kane's hair.
Because it was very well gelled in the beginning, and by the end, it was a floor mop.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan.
That's so. Why don't we talk about some NXT?
Actually, we'll get to that on the other side of it. Things change minute by minute around here, and we are only on until 12:30, so we got to take care of a little bit of business. We'll do that. We got Today in Wrestling History. We'll come back with some news and notes. This is what happens when you got an abbreviated show. So we're going to take care of some business, come back. wrap things up real quick, and then we're going to send you out to Council Rock South in about 10 minutes for Pennsbury High School basketball.
Let's go Falcons.
This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, March 7. On this date in 2002, WWF SmackDown aired live from San Antonio, Texas. In the main event, The Rock defeated Scott Hall. On this date in 2005, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Raleigh, North Carolina. In the main event, Batista pinned Ric Flair. On this date in 2011, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Dallas, Texas. In the main event, Dolph Ziggler pinned John Morrison. This has been Today in Wrestling History, March 7.
This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart of the Hart Foundation, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon Derry on 1490 WBCB, baby. Yeah!
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the intern. Only here with you for another 6.5 minutes or so.
Aw.
I know. That time flies when you're having fun, and it flies when you're Bill Demott, too. I don't know. I was trying to note that he wasn't having a fun week because he had to step down. Okay. That bombed. All right, yeah. So here's some good news. WWE finally announced the new SummerSlam location and venue.
Ooh.
How about that? They announced on Thursday that SummerSlam will take place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
How far of a drive is that?
I don't know. I usually take the train into New York.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Anyway, that'll be Sunday, August 23rd of this year. Tickets will go on sale next Saturday, March 14th at 10 a.m., so just 165 and a half hours from now, roughly. And will be available online at barclayscenter.com, ticketmaster.com, or by phone at 800-745-3000. SummerSlam was, of course, originally going to be scheduled at the Izod Center in New Jersey, but local government officials opted to close down the venue.
Oh, wow.
So this sounds like something that's right in your wheelhouse, Lucas. Seriously, don't try this at home.
Yeah, I know.
A comedic video was released by some guy, I guess, over in Britain named Joe Weller, who in the video performs various WWE moves on a girl into the deep end of a swimming pool.
It's his girlfriend. I need to find a girlfriend like that. I probably won't.
Well, he delivered the moves to her because she didn't like the color blue. At least in the storyline and the thing, yeah. So Weller proceeds to hit her with a choke slam, a Batista bomb,
RKO,
an attitude adjustment. I'm going in order here.
Oh.
A suplex, a tombstone pile driver, and an RKO. And then he brings another girl in for a double Randy Orton spike DDT into the pool. The video was released Monday, and it's already closing in on 10 million views. How crazy is that?
Wow.
That is very crazy. So the newest WWE Hall of Fame inductee was announced. I don't know how much you've seen of her from the past. Medusa Michelli, also known in WWF/E as Alundra Blaze. That ring a bell at all?
I do know who Alundra Blaze is. Medusa, she's the one who trashed the women's championship.
That's what everybody goes to. Yes, her infamy of jumping over to WCW during the early part of the Monday Night Wars when she was still WWF Women's Champion, appearing live on Nitro and throwing the WWF Women's title in the trash can at the broadcast booth on Nitro.
Wow.
That was her moment of infamy, but despite that, she's going to be a Hall of Famer. And if you don't have the network for $9.99, you can watch an abbreviated portion of it right after Raw, the Monday after WrestleMania. USA Network airing a 1-hour special highlighting the 2015 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony on Monday, March 30th at 11 p.m. Eastern, immediately following Monday Night Raw. This year's class includes the Bushwhackers, Alundra Blaze, Rikishi, celebrity inductee Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Macho Man Randy Savage as your headliner.
Nice.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Got just enough time to tell you about a little bit more about some of the awesome things going on. Ed from the Northeast mentioned it earlier. Recently released former WWE superstar Rey Mysterio will be at Dave & Buster's on Columbus Boulevard in Philadelphia tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Don't forget to set your clocks forward tonight so you're not late. That's right, daylight saving time. Yeah, see? Tickets and more information available at rfvideo.com. And prior to that, speaking of Rob and RF Video and all that fun stuff, tonight, House of Hardcore 8 from the 2300 Arena. Lucas, you and I will be there.
We're hardcore.
Tick, tick, tick. In South Philadelphia. Meet and greet starts at 6. Action starts at 7. Advertised for the card. There's a three-way dance between Matt Hardy, Lance Hoyt, and Carlito. My boy.
Cool.
Also, Team 3D faces Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Bad influence. Are you going to respond to every... Yeah, okay, yeah, you are. It'll be Eric Young against Tommy Dreamer in a South Philly street fight.
Nice.
And the Young Bucks square off against Austin Aries and Bobby Roode.
Bad influence. Oh, no. That's Daniels and Kazarian, not bad.
Yeah.
Still, that's going to be a great match.
Also scheduled to appear, you've got Rhino, Mikey Whipwreck, Velvet Sky, Thea Trinidad, Brian Myers, Matt Stryker, and many more. Plus, you can meet former WWE divas, Kelly and Melina.
Very nice.
I made the joke last week, not going to do it again. Earl Hebner, Magnum TA, Ashley Massaro, Lanny Poffo, the Genius, Mike Rotundo, IRS, among others. House of Hardcore 8, just a few short hours from now at the former ECW Arena. General admission tickets, there are a few left, and they are still available at houseofhardcore.net. Also, Monster Factory Pro Wrestling back in action next Saturday, the 14th at 7 p.m. 2 huge matches announced for the card as former UFC fighter Matthew Riddle takes on 6-time All-American Billy Damiana in an I Quit match. Plus, the series is all tied up. It's winner take all as Monster Factory heavyweight champion Luis the Punisher Martinez defends against Clutch Adams in the third match of their best of 3 series. And this match is no disqualification.
Nice.
All at the Monster Factory, 541 Mantua Avenue, Paulsboro, New Jersey. Tickets just $15 for adults, $10 for kids 12 and under. Check out monsterfactory.org for more info and details. And, of course, you can look for Lucas and myself along with our good mates, Sam and Kyle, down there as well. Little shout out there. Just enough time for birthdays. 1963, Bruce Pritchard was born, the former longtime Vince McMahon backstage right-hand man and former on-screen manager known as Brother Love, turns 52 today. And in 1972, Tylene Buck was born, the actress, adult film star, and brief former WCW manager, previously known as Major Guns, turns 43 today. No jokes about that because Matt Miro is listening. And in fact, we're going to send things over to him as we've got high school basketball action. Pennsbury against Cedar Cliff. It's going on at Council Rock South, and it's coming to you right now. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB Levittown.